will climb up. Actually, let me go. Yes, 2 and 3. And then God answered, write this. Write what you see. Write it in big block letters so that it can be read on the run. This vision message is a witness pointing to what's coming. It aches for the coming. It can hardly wait. And it does not lie. If it seems slow in coming, wait. It's on the way. It will come right on time. That's the Message translation. That's the translation I absolutely love for this passage of scripture. Why? It's so plain. It says, wait a minute, write that thing down, make it plain, but listen, even if it takes a little longer to happen, wait. It's going to happen, it's going to come, and it's going to happen right on time. So when we look at this particular passage of scripture, there are a couple of things that I want to share with you. How do I begin to see my next now? And if I was really, really preaching and teaching, this is a very comfortable, relaxed environment, so I don't have to really, But if I had to tag it with a subject, I would say seeing my next now. So right now, you're about to prepare yourself to see your next, which is your vision, is your dream. So, how do I begin to see my next now? In Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1, which is a verse that many of us don't read. We jump right to write the vision, make it plain. Well, in verse 1, this is when Habakkuk, the prophet, is beginning to complain. And he's saying, listen, I need to hear from God. So as a prophet, he's a watchman. He's an intercessor. He says, listen, I'm going back and I'm going to stand on my post and I'm not going to move until I hear from God. And there comes verse number 2. And then God answered. So how do I begin to see my next now? The first thing you have to do is pray. Prayer is communication between you and God. Communication is not just talking, but it's also listening. So Habakkuk had to wait to hear from God so that he would get proper instructions. What am I saying? How do I begin to see my next now? How do I begin to see my vision and my dreams come to pass? The first thing you have to do is pray. Seek God about his vision for your life. Mm-hmm. So it's great to have your own. Delight yourself in the Lord. He'll give you the desires of your heart. But Matthew says, seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. So when we do vision board parties and vision boards, it's all well and good. I have a card in my dream journal that I thought was my card. So I cut it out, I put it in, I was like, yep, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. That was just last month. It's set for 2 months. I was like, yeah, that's it. I would open it, but it wasn't the card God had for me. And I didn't realize it until I applied for the loan. The credit union was like, okay, send me the VIN number. The next morning I go online for the VIN number. The car is not there after it's sat for 2 months. Called the dealer. He said, do you know a couple came in last night? The wife said, that's my car, and bought the car. I said, are you serious? It's in my dream journal. I really did say that. He was like, what? I said, it's in my dream journal. That's my car. I said, can you call them back and tell them it's my car? I was really upset about that. And turns out that God had a total, I said, okay, God, it took my 21-year-old sister, because that's who I called first. She just started laughing. She said, that wasn't your car. I was like, oh my God. So it took her, and then I said, okay, you know what? Now, God, what what do you have for me? Because obviously you have something for me. And he directed me to where my car was. Another car that had sat for 2 months. That I did not anticipate getting because I didn't want that car. But anyway, it was what God wanted for me. I say that because I had to say, okay, God, maybe it was just me. Now, what do you want me to have? And I went and got the car for less than the other car, newer than the other car, less mileage on the car, every package you can think of in the car. It was my car. So the first thing we do concerning vision, so that we don't get frustrated and disappointed, Lord, what is your vision for my life going forward? Okay? Second thing is to prepare and to plan. So now that I've prayed, God's shown me this house. He's shown me my business, my daycare center. He's shown me writing 5 to 10 New York bestseller books. I got a plan. I love that smile. Like, yes, because you will. And so I see it. Now I have to plan and prepare myself. What does that look like? I heard a quote that says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And for you, failure is not an option. It's not an option. I don't care how young or how old. I don't care, if you did not succeed at it before, dust yourself off and try again, right? So you have to plan and to prepare yourself. And here's how you do that. You have to set goals. So if I put on this vision board, I don't know. Down here is my travel. Go to the center. Him and her. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with. Choose happy. Dare to be happy. Being here does feel out of this world. So if in fact I choose to remarry, and this is in fact a vision, not just of my own, but what God has shown me, I have to begin to plan and to prepare. I got to set some goals. There may in fact be some things that I still need to deal with as a single woman and prepare myself so that when my husband comes, these things will be in order. And so if in fact you decide and you say, oh, okay, God has shown me my own business or whatever it is, that's the vision. You begin to plan and prepare. How do I do that? I set goals. And these goals, you have to play it smart. If you're taking notes, this is a good place. The SMART system is the system that's used in corporate America for goal setting. And it's applied also in the spiritual in our churches. A lot of us are teaching more of the SMART system in setting goals and achieving goals. So the SMART system goes like this. I'm planning and I'm preparing. S is specific. You have to be specific. Your goal cannot be, I want to lose weight. Okay. I want to gain weight. You have to be specific. I want to lose 10 pounds by February 28th. Okay? Be specific about what your goal is. Measurable. It should be measurable. Can you track the progress and measure the outcome? How much, how many, how will I know when my goal is accomplished? The A is attainable, achievable. Is the goal reasonable enough to be accomplished? How so? Make sure the goal is not out of reach or below standard performance. Okay? So, is it achievable? Is it attainable? Absolutely it is. I don't care what your goal is or what your dream or vision is. I can speak it with assurance today and say it's attainable and it's achievable. You can do it. Realistic and relevant. Realistic. When you're realistic, a goal must represent an objective toward which you are both willing and able to work. it's realistic, it's relevant. You have to be willing to do the work. So it may not be realistic to me. Your goal is not mine. Your dream vision is not mine. So it's relevant to you. It makes sense. You have to be willing to do the work that takes and that's required to see your goal manifested. And timely, a goal should be grounded within a time frame. There needs to be a timeline. Okay? So I'm going to lose 10 pounds by February 28th. Is that realistic?
Yes.
For somebody says yes.
Yes.
For you, it's like, I don't know. And that's great because it's a reality that says, I don't know if I could do 10 in 1 month, 30 days. And you pushing it, I might be able to do 5. Where you're like, girl, I can drop them 10 like that. Right? So it's relevant, it's realistic to the individual person. Okay? So the SMART system helps. One, how do I begin to see my next now? How do I begin to see my vision and my dreams come to pass? One, I got to pray and I need to seek God about it and wait to hear what he says about his vision for my life. Mm-hmm. After I'm clear about his vision for my life, then I'll add all the other stuff I want, right? 2, I have to prepare and plan. I need to play it smart. Be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. In order for you to establish goals, set goals. We cannot fill these vision boards with no goals on how I'm going to see it manifest. Oh, God's going to crack that sky open and boom, it's just going to drop. I'm going to have clients coming from everywhere. No, you have to set goals for it. And then 3, be patient, because what does Habakkuk say? Though it tarries, wait. This is one of those areas where we find it hard to do at times. Like, God, you really testing me for real. I've been waiting on this thing for 30 years. Stop playing. And he says, wait for it. This is what I love about the Message translation. It aches for the coming. So just as much as you want it, it wants you. It can hardly wait to manifest itself, but you got to do your part. I'm working on a book. I have 6 books to write. And the first book is halfway finished. It should have been finished 2 years ago. But it'll be finished within the next 60 days. How are you? It'll be finished very soon. All right. So I say that God's not waiting on, I'm not waiting on God. He's waiting on me. They're like, when you going to finish writing that book? Give me just 30 more days. As bad as you want it, it wants you. If it seems slow in coming, wait. It's on the way. It will come right on time. So as you're being patient with your vision and patient with your dream, know that it's going to happen at its appointed time. There's already a time set for it to happen. And here is my challenge to you. After you've prayed, after you've begun to plan and to prepare, you've been patiently waiting for your husband to show up any day now, Lord.
Please, Lord.
Any day.
Please.
My challenge to you is to pursue. Go after it. And remember, as you're pursuing it, it's pursuing. It can hardly wait. Any questions? Y'all ready to get started? What's your